Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. The single most important step to take if you have the common cold, and in fact also one of the more important steps to take if you have a serious infective illness that results in a high-grade fever. In both cases, that step is this: to remove all fat and oil from your diet till as long as your symptoms persist. To explain, when you feel sick, it's because your body is generating something called an APR, an acute phase response. With an acute phase response, your body intentionally makes you feel sick so that, amongst other reasons, you shy away from physical exertion, from eating high energy foods, from socializing, because all of these put your body at risk for further complications if you already have an infection or trauma of some other kind. Now that's an APR, and there are different types of acute phase responses. My understanding is this: when your body generates the specific kind of APR that causes either fever or congestion or loss of appetite, you lose tolerance for fat and oil. Just like a diabetic loses tolerance for sugar, so a person experiencing congestion and fever loses temporarily the ability to tolerate fats and oils. Okay, now you can actually test this. This test is very simple, but you need a specimen who is currently experiencing an APR. Suppose you are that person. All you would have to do is obtain 2 separate cartons of milk. Make one of them regular whole milk and the other skimmed milk. Whole milk is typically 3.5% fat, whereas skimmed milk is 1% or less. Now the experiment is that you consume each one at a separate time in the day. Let's suppose you take skimmed milk first. If it's a quarter, which means 250 milliliters, 1 glass, if you take that much skimmed milk, 1% fat will translate into 2.5 grams of milk fat in that package. After you've taken your skimmed milk, you will most likely experience a mild flaring of your symptoms, because 2.5 grams of fat is also not insignificant. And furthermore, the protein in milk also causes your symptoms, congestive symptoms, to flare up a little bit. Nothing catastrophic in my experience and understanding, but a little bit. So after you take skimmed milk, you might get a little bit worse. But unless you're already very, very sick, already feverish, unless it's particularly severe, the symptoms and this flare up, it won't be catastrophic altogether. Well, in the same day, you can try the experiment again, this time with whole milk. And when you consume a glass of whole milk, which contains around 8 grams of milk fat, you'll notice that this time the flaring up of your symptoms, the same symptoms of the APR, it's very acute. It will happen probably within 15 minutes, and you'll immediately begin to feel tired and lose your appetite, and probably you'll want to rest or take your bed. If both types of milk that you got are from the same manufacturer and they're both UHT, you can be assured that there is absolutely no difference between the two except the fat content. And you can try this experiment again and again if you like. So to sum up, actually this much, it's common knowledge that physicians with a lot of clinical experience, they will tell you that if you have fever, if you're feverish or you have congestive symptoms, make your diet completely dry. By dry, it doesn't mean dry in the sense of removing water, but no fat and no oil, that kind of dry. So I will now read out a sequence from a novel. That I once saw the sequence between a physician and his patient in a novel, and I like to refer to that. So this is The World is Made of Glass by the Australian novelist Maurice West, and he is showing, and he has depicted a sequence in which there is a lady and she is in bed and she's very sick, and her physician has come to attend to her, and this is what he says: "Stay in bed today. Take only lemon tea and dry toast. You won't be able to face oysters again for a long time." That's it. And as for I'll answer in summary one question that you might have. Please direct the rest as need be to me in the comments if you like. But one question that I must address myself is of how long this fat fasting needs to be observed. And in summary, till the morning you wake up, inshallah, and observe that the acute phase response has vanished. Then you can go back to eating fats and oils then.